Hello everyone, welcome back. Today I'm taking a look at the 2024 new release from Omega, the Omega Speedmaster Professional Moonwatch. White dial, model number 310.30.42.50.04.001. If you're new to the channel, my name is Howard. I'm a watch enthusiast in the Boston area. I don't work in the watch industry, but when I have some time, I'll try to find some watches to do reviews. And if you find it helpful, please, consider subscribing and support the channel. Speedmaster, needs no introduction. Everyone knows what the Moonwatch is. And again, kind of like other models, a lot of these watches are in black dials. And it's actually good to see a lot of different watches, whether it's, Speedmasters or diving watches or others are coming out with more of the white dial. And this is one of the newest released, came out a few months ago in 2024. Some basic stats: 42 millimeter case. Obviously the watch is stainless steel. 42 millimeters, 13.2 millimeters thick. So it's not crazy thick, but not too thin, because I would consider a watch under 12.8 for a chronograph will be the gold standard. Lug-to-lug on the inside, if you notice, the inside of the lug is actually longer versus the outside. So lug-to-lug on the inside is 47.5, but outside lug-to-lug is 46, and the bracelet at the top of the lug width area is 20, and the most narrow part is 14.6. The watch is 140 grams or 4.94 ounces. So it's a good weight, but not super heavy. Certainly the beauty, the highlight of this watch is the white lacquered, glossy lacquered finish dial. I find this dial to be really, really beautiful. Plus the black and white color contrast is always one of the most legible and clear. It's just much more legible with a black background and like a silverish white, hands and indexes. So the caliber is 3861. It's a manual winding. Let me be very clear. It's not an automatic watch. It's a manual winding, caliber 3861. Basically, the chronograph is in their coaxial escapement, which is one of their really good movements, master chronometer. Also, the watch is a 15K Gauss resistance to magnetic field. Omega watches generally have pretty good resistance to magnetic field. So this particular one is 15K. Power reserve, 50 hours, slightly lower than some of the other standards at 72. You got the crystal sits on top of the case. It's a sapphire crystal, domed, scratch resistant sapphire crystal with anti-reflective treatment on the inside. What else? Water resistance, 50 meters, 167 feet. It's not really a diving watch. It's more, for tracking speed and chronograph stuff. Overall, if you look at the polish of the watch, overall, it's mostly like a slightly shiny, I would say, nickel finish. It's a little bit brighter. I think on the side, it's more of a traditional nickel finish on both sides. But if you look at the shoulders, I feel like it's a little bit more shiny with a reflecting light, reflecting off the 3-link. Actually, I'm not sure if it's 3-link or technically a 5-link with 2 tiny links in the center, but I would call that a 3-link bracelet. The bracelet seems to be very well made, at least based on a quick look. Fold over clasp with comfort setting, pinch opening. Yeah, so the watch certainly, got it's a chronograph. So again, most traditional chronographs, the setting is the same. You have the running 60-second hand here, 30-minute counter and 12-minute counter. This is the chronograph second hand, so it doesn't really move until you actually push the chronograph button on top. It's a solid click. You have to click it hard. And as it moves, you will start to see the 30-minute counter hand is going to move. So a couple of key things. One here is it's red Speedmaster writing, and also the tip of the chronograph second hand is red, right? So the red, according to Omega, is to, inspired by the commander stripes on the astronaut suits. Commander stripe is red, I guess. White background, black indexes, numbers, generally the hands, with a touch of red. Very classic and clean. And the one thing I like about the Speedmaster and a few others is their sub-dial does not cover any part of the index, right? It's just perfectly at the edge. I don't like any sub-dial that's going to cover any part of the index, or if it's written numbers, part of the number is covered. I guess you make the sub-dial a little bit larger, but my personal preference, I like this. I don't want the sub-dials to cover any part of the indexes or numbers, and I don't want the sub-dials to overlay each other. So this is perfectly done. So you can see the chronograph has already moved about, a minute. So the 30-minute counter has already moved to 1. Very nicely made. I mean, overall feeling, it's a well-made watch. And, if you look at the lug shape, it's pretty interesting. They got that, the low, if you don't look at the polished top end, just look at the bottom. That looks like more of a traditional, most watches were sort of like that, curved. But it's got this little extra, 3D effect on here with a little polished feel. And you can see here, definitely the side and top, it's side, top, and a little in the middle, kind of whatever that shape is. Very nice. Let me put this on my wrist so you guys can see how it fits. Obviously, it's going to look, the bracelet's going to be loose. So, again, 42 millimeter case, 13.2 thickness. My wrist is 6.5 inches, 16.5 centimeters. So, yeah, on first glance, it's not too bad, even though the case is 42, but again, lug-to-lug, that's what matters. Lug-to-lug is 47.5 on the inside, outside 46. So I think that's the reason why, and I think for a lot of the folks with smaller to mid-sized wrist, the Speedmaster is actually a pretty good fit. It doesn't feel too big. Obviously on the video, it looks like it's kind of close to my edge. But the reality is I hear, based on the watch sitting right now, I have about 8 to 10 millimeters here, and here probably a few from the end of the lug to the side of my wrist. So it's not a bad, let me actually tighten up. It's not a bad fit at all. See, if you tighten it, the lug hugs your wrist perfectly. See, I love this. Doesn't sit up too much, no gap. And because it's a 13.2, right? So it's not ultra tall, right? Again, if it's under 13, 12.8, 12.5, that'd be even better. But as I said in all my videos, don't be scared of the case size. You really have to look at, not the case size, but the lug-to-lug and how the lug shape worked with your wrist. And anything in the 47 to 48 lug-to-lug is perfectly fine with small wrists like 16.5, 6.5. Sorry about the phone ringing. I'm in the office today, so there's some calling. Yeah, I mean, it's nice. I mean, it just came out a few months ago, so it's pretty popular. The retail price on this is 8,100. Again, you know, it's a pretty good value, 8,100. Secondary market, obviously, it's going to be a little bit higher because it just came out, and I don't think you can just walk in to get one. You have to wait a little bit. But if you want to go secondary, a brand new one is probably close to 11,000 in the US. You know, it's definitely a 30-some% premium versus the 8,100 MSRP. Very nice, very legible. That's what I appreciate about these white dial. It's the white lacquer dial. It's very, very legible and clean look. All right, this is the Omega Speedmaster 2024 new launch, the professional Moonwatch with the white dial. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.